Boom. We're live. What's up, everybody? It's the Brownwaterb Banter podcast. I am Jared Seymour, and Joey Cates is on assignment right now down in Florida. He's doing some high-level things down there, so he's not with us today. But we got a great show for you today, great episode. We have Professor Leonardo Delgado. He is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt who's the owner and operator of American Martial Art Academy in D'Iberville, right here in D'Iberville, Mississippi. We got a lot to talk about on this episode, and it's going to be a super, super cool time here. First thing I want to do is mention our sponsor of our show. We are proudly sponsored by Southern Magnolia Smiles. That's Dr. Robbie Williams there and his team. They are locally owned and operated dental business right here in Ocean Springs, Mississippi on Washington Avenue. If you're looking for a great local dentist, man, I highly suggest checking him out on his Facebook page. Just type in on Facebook, Southern Magnolia Smiles. You can also go to their website, that's southernmagnoliasmiles.com, or get in touch with them by giving them a call at 228-215-1202. So we proudly sponsored by them, and we really appreciate it. So I'm going to go ahead and pull Leo in. Professor Delgado, how are we doing today, sir?
I'm good. How are you, Jared?
I'm doing well, man. Thank you, first of all, for taking time out of your day to jump on here and chat. I've been wanting to get this one done for a while now, so I'm super pumped to have you on. What I wanted to talk about first was for people who may not be aware of what Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is. If you could kind of, in your own words, just describe what Jiu-Jitsu is to you.
Jiu-Jitsu is meant to be like the best self-defense system. I think that was the idea when it was created back in the day by the Gracie family. Nowadays, it's much more than that. It's a sport, it's a lifestyle. It's still definitely one of the best, if not the best, self-defense systems in the world. But for me, Jiu-Jitsu is my lifestyle. Like, is everything I live, I breathe. I teach Jiu-Jitsu. That's what Jiu-Jitsu means to me.
Yeah, I agree with that. And full disclosure, I've been a member of American Martial Art Academy since October 2017, I believe. So I'm already sold on the idea. I love it. And I think you're right. It's I think people that have never heard about it and never experienced it before, which for me wasn't even that long ago. I've only been doing it for probably 3 years now. I think they may think that it's just a physical sport and fighting, right? And while it is that, it's a lot more. Like you said, it's a lifestyle. It's a great exercise, number one. But what I thought was the coolest thing, like having tried it, was that you can apply the techniques that you learn in jiu-jitsu to like issues you face in life, right?
Yes. I try to tell that like to the students and pretty much everyone I know or ask me about it. Jiu-jitsu, there's the mental component that makes you grow so much, because just like one thing is being a beginner learning math, for example, you're gonna miscalculate a few things here and there, but when you get into something like jiu-jitsu, all of your mistakes, beginner mistakes, will cause you to being choked out, being uncomfortable positions, like in just stepping out, giving up, sometimes for someone younger than you or lighter than you, and all of these things that go in your head. Oh, I'm a man, I cannot be tapped by a woman, or all of these concepts that we have in our mind just go away, And the thing is, the people that stay, they realize how much they grew because of that, because it makes you face, okay, I'm a beginner, I'm here to learn. I'm going to be facing many difficult, bad, really uncomfortable positions where I'm almost running out of air, but I still have something in me to fight, and you can translate that pretty much to every aspect of your life, at least in my opinion. Like we just saw with the whole COVID thing, like how, it just, everything pretty much, a lot of things just taken away from us, and okay, what do we do now?
That's right. And it makes you learn to be comfortable in an uncomfortable situation, right?
Yes, for sure, for sure. And it's fun, as you said. It's a great exercise. Jiu-jitsu, you're exercising your whole body at the same time, the whole time. There's no resting. Oh, let me rest my head while I use my hands. No, you're using your hands, use your head, use your feet, like everything. It's pretty much like you see yourself in those like pretzel shaped positions sometimes, like how do
Yeah.
I got here?
Yeah, that's for sure. Especially in the early stages of it, you're gonna end up in those positions a lot, for sure. How did you get into jujitsu? Like, what can you tell people that are watching, people that are listening, like your background?
Yes. So I was born in Brazil, in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and I started doing jiu-jitsu when I was about maybe 14 to 15 years old. My first sport, martial art, my first martial art was judo. Judo, I think, is more well known by everyone. I did judo. I had a cousin. I have a cousin. He was back in the day part of the Brazilian national judo team, and he got me into judo. And growing up as kid in Rio, I started getting in some trouble, and I ended up, yeah. So I ended up getting a little trouble, fighting and stuff, and then I got introduced to jiu-jitsu by the same cousin. He used to do jiu-jitsu as well. He's a black belt in judo, black belt in jiu-jitsu. I got into jiu-jitsu because of that. I'm not gonna lie and say that it fixed all my problems. No, it took me some time, but definitely with the whole judo, traditional martial art background and jiu-jitsu, it definitely helped me overcome that phase. So I started doing jiu-jitsu, 14 to 15 years old. I'm now 38, and that's it.
Well, how did you ultimately end up here on the Gulf Coast? Because I know that wasn't your first stop, right?
Yeah. So when I first tried jiu-jitsu, I fell in love with it. But back in the day, jiu-jitsu, it was really frowned upon. At least like where I grew up, it was a thing more like it wasn't quite what it is right now. That everybody loves it and everybody talks about it. It was thing more for brawlers and stuff. And there was this rivalry with the luta livre guys. Luta livre would be something closer to maybe catch wrestling. And there was this whole rivalry and people getting in fights everywhere, pretty much. So it wasn't really nice looked upon. But I fell in love. I had friends doing that, and I remember getting home one day and saying, I want to do jiu-jitsu. I want to be a jiu-jitsu athlete. I want to be a jiu-jitsu professional. Back at that time, I had already some friends traveling to compete and everything. And I remember like my parents saying, "Oh, okay, go to bed, sleep well. You have to go to school tomorrow." I come from a very traditional family, traditional in meaning like, okay, you have to finish school, go to college, become either a lawyer, go to the military, or something like that. And culturally, Brazil is way different than here. You really don't leave your parents' house at 18 like you do here to go to college. You go to college in your neighborhood. You pretty much just leave your house once you get married. When you get married. So it was really different. So I didn't have that option at first. So I followed the traditional path. I went to college. I studied philosophy. I studied also business administration. So I went to college twice. I did all kinds of jobs, but always doing jiu-jitsu on the side. Always training jiu-jitsu, competing as much as I could. And in 2013, I was working for like a big international company. I had a really good position, a really good job, but I wasn't, I wasn't happy, and I kind of just decided to, okay, I need to do something to, feel that again, that thing that jiu-jitsu used to give me. And a lot of things happened at that time. I ended up giving up that job and starting a completely different path. That brought me back into jiu-jitsu pretty much full time. I was training like 2013, 14. I was training 2 times a day. I was back in competition, and I was doing a lot of competitions, and all that kind of fire just built up again. And I had a friend, an American friend. He's from Chicago, but he spent a lot of time in Brazil training with us there. And he one time, like, and it just started like this: hey, like, why don't you go to the States and, you know, just open up your gym, something like that. So, well, that sounds fantastic. That was actually what I always wanted to do. And long story short, I moved to the States in 2015. I went to Chicago. Then from Chicago, I went to Connecticut. I lived 4 years in Connecticut. And in 2019, we moved to the coast. How did that happen? Jim Fury, you know, right? Former owner of American Martial Art Academy, our good friend. He was looking for someone to take over the gym because he would have to move to Germany with his family because of his wife's military deployment. And we were friends already. He knew that I had the dream to open up my gym. He called me and say, "What do you think?" We discussed, and sounded like a good idea. That's how I ended up here.
By the grace of God, you ended up in the South, so, and on the coast. So that's pretty good. I can't imagine, man, just packing up and like moving to another country and following your dream like that. Like that's a super cool story. And
Yeah.
I assume you don't regret any step of the way, right?
No, definitely not. And I'm really grateful for everything, like starting with Thais, my wife, you know, because from the moment like we were together already, the moment I just told her the idea, she bought in and she said, yes, let's do it. And she's been by my side the whole time, you know, supporting me, the ups and downs and everything. And here we are living our dream now. She works at the gym too. And don't regret, definitely not. I'm really grateful. It's so funny, like, because it just looked like it was really meant to be. Because from the moment we landed, Jared, we had so much support until this point right now, and we continue to have from everybody we meet. You know, we met so many good people on this journey that helped us get where we are right now. And we always talked about it, how grateful we are for everyone we met during this time we're here.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And I know from someone who's born and raised here, like we're super grateful to have the level of jiu-jitsu that we have here because you're here and what Jim started. It's awesome, man. And you also mentioned Taisha, y'all have a baby on the way, so that's going to be awesome. Congratulations on that for sure. But she also teaches grit classes. So if you could talk just for a second about that, if somebody's out there looking for a way to work out who's maybe not wanting the jiu-jitsu thing, you have another option at American Martial Art Academy for that.
Yes, we do have. Thais is a very experienced trainer. So in Brazil, we have to go to college for 4 years to be able to be a personal trainer. You to work at gyms in school, like you have to have a college degree to do that. And she's a very experienced trainer. We offer fitness classes, a small group fitness class. We just expanded that, so we have now 5 days a week. And it's good not only like if you're not into jiu-jitsu and you're looking for some workout, a fun workout, challenging fun workout to do, but also you're gonna have your kid doing jiu-jitsu there during the time your kid is doing jiu-jitsu. You can just work out. It's, you know, just kill 2 birds, 1 shot.
That's right. That's right. My wife does it. She loves it. She soars hell right now because she's been hitting more classes since y'all expanded to 5 days a week. So I can give a thumbs up to that. She really enjoys it, man. Really enjoys it. One other thing I wanted to talk to you about, it's like you moved down here, you know, jump both feet in the pool all at once, new business, new town, new people. And I'm trying to remember a couple months, right? And then COVID hits.
Yeah, we moved June
right
last year, and then COVID hits. It
So maybe
was
9 months, and then a global pandemic hits that is not very conducive to gyms right now, right? Like, social distancing in jiu-jitsu is a very close contact kind of thing. What's that been like? How scary was that for you? And obviously y'all are still here and y'all are doing great, and we've kind of come out of it a little bit. But I'd like to hear your thoughts on it, just how all that was dealing with that.
at first we didn't want to acknowledge that, in the beginning, like the cases rise and said, okay, it's just something, it's not going to get there, we're not going to have to close. And then the mandatory shutdown lockdown came in. It was pretty scary because we had just discovered pretty much the baby was on the way, and on the way, gym closing, and the whole, not only the pandemic itself, but like the media reaction and everything, like it was really scary, but we decided that we would, as we've been trying to do since we got here, try to, do the best with what we could. Since the beginning, we decided to follow all the guidelines, like put personal beliefs aside and follow what we are being told to do. That's what would have been what we are trying to do since the beginning. We are big believers that a healthy lifestyle will keep you away from the complications that can come from a disease like COVID. From the whole being on the risk group, pretty much. If the whole other underlying diseases, a healthy lifestyle is the core of everything. So, but it was pretty scary, but it was good because it also made us like stop and think. Okay, let's work with the worst case scenario. We cannot open up the gym anymore. What are we gonna do? And it made us think. It made us work. And we're gonna have some actually at American Martial Art Academy in January. We're gonna have some exciting news really soon. Like I've been working on some certifications like nutrition, movement, breathing certifications, and we're going to use that for sure at the gym, but also we're going to use that as probably a whole new business, like a health coaching business that we've been working on. So it was scary, but it was good also.
Yeah. You, like you said, nobody really wanted to believe it at first, but we kind of had to, and then mandatory shutdown for a while. Then, you did your bet. Like you quarantined off sections of the mat, to keep people away from each other so that we could still train. You did Zoom calls, Zoom classes for people, like
for adults. We did what we could, to keep everybody integrated, to keep a sense of community. I think that's the big thing at our gym is a big community. Is a very friendly environment. So we were trying to work really hard to keep that. We did Zoom classes for kids, for the adults. We did like match breakdowns. We did like workouts. Thais did some stretching classes. As we were allowed to come back, we did the no contact classes. Like cleanliness, we to be honest, like we just kept pretty much what we've been doing because we are always like really concerned about keeping everything clean and cleaning the mats and cleaning the gym and everything else. But we've been really, I don't know if the word is lucky, but there just has been no outbreaks, nothing at the gym. And we're really happy with that. We take everybody's temperature as they arise. I think if there's one consistent thing from the very beginning is the whole, if like fever is pretty much a definitive symptom, someone with COVID, so we've been taking people's temperature, like nobody with a fever would be able to train. So this is a way to keep everyone a little safer. Of course, as you mentioned, jiu-jitsu is a close contact sport. There's no way to avoid that. There's no way to do jiu-jitsu without contact. We just I don't know. I personally believe that someone that is engaged in such a type of sport is also concerned about their health and what they do outside the gym, and they tend to be more careful to themselves and to others, when you're involved in such in a community, in an activity like that. So we've been really lucky in not having, to close down again or anything like that.
Yeah, you bring up a good point too. People may think like it's a solo sport like jiu-jitsu because it is, you, especially during competitions, it's just you. But that was another thing that as I got into it kind of blew me away. It's like it's way more community than in crew, right? Than you would think. People holding you accountable, giving you the stink eye when you've been missing classes, right? Like it's really cool. It's something cool to be a part of. And that goes the same for the grit classes as well. Anybody that struggles with motivation, like it's a good thing to be involved in.
Yes, definitely. Like I jiu-jitsu is definitely not a solo sport. There's a whole team. Even like the competitions, just even that moment, you may be on the mat, just you and the other person, but there's a whole team behind you, not only screaming at you, but there's that whole team that trained with you and kind of prepared you to be there,
Yep.
There's no jiu-jitsu, there's no progress without training partners, for sure.
So I got queued up here. I went to the American Martial Art Academy Facebook page and pulled up a video that you've got. It's about a 1-minute clip. I was going to play that and just kind of let people see, what it looks like in the middle of a class here as you demonstrate a technique. So look, I'll pull that up real quick right here and we'll take a look.
Hi guys. So this week here at American Martial Art Academy, we are working on forcing the total position to attack the back from the passing attempt. All right. So I start here with my double under pass, and I consolidate a good pressure, good stacking. Right. I'm engaging my toes to help me drive some pressure there. As soon as I start reaching with my cross grip, I'm going to reach and drive my shoulder, stacking Mario even more. As I start turning around, making the turn on the corner, it's going to create space for my free hand here to come on the back of the pants. I'm going to start picking up Mario and forcing the roll over his right shoulder. I'm going to follow up, chest and attach it to him. I'm going to turn around so I can start attacking the back. I can go with my seatbelt grip. I'm going to drive my outside knee in. I'm going to create some space here to consolidate my bottom hook, adjust my body, finish with my top hook, taking the back.
Nice. So yeah, that's pretty much what a move looks like, right? And that's how you break it down step by step to pass someone's guard and then eventually take the back, which is what you were doing there.
Yes, that's correct. So every class we're going to have a warm up, we're going to have a technique breakdown, time to practice, and you're going to have the sparring time, the time to put in practice what you've been learning.
Yeah. Well, look, man, before we wrap things up, could you break down what y'all offer there as far as we've mentioned it before? Kids are welcome, right? They can start at age 4. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. So we start with kids age 4. We have 3 different age groups. We have 4 to 5. It's our Tiny Tykes program. It's a program developed, focused on developing pretty much motor coordination, social skills, social interactions, and a little introduction to jiu-jitsu. We have juniors 1 and juniors 2. The difference is pretty much just the age. Juniors 1 is from 6 to 9, and juniors 2 is from 10 to 14. We also, for adults, we have our fundamentals program. So if you've never done jiu-jitsu before, you're going to be in a class that is designed for that. So it's a technique-based class. You're going to do warm-up with basic moves. You're going to do basic techniques. We go over pretty much the whole set of basic positions that jiu-jitsu has to offer, which is to the idea is to develop like a strong foundation, right? Fundamentals matter for everything. If you have good fundamentals, then you can develop a strong advanced jiu-jitsu. So fundamentals classes, we offer also the advanced, intermediate, and advanced classes. We offer gi and no gi. And we have our fitness program, our small group fitness program as well.
And if somebody wants to check you out, what's the best place to do it? I know y'all are on all the social platforms, right?
Yes, all the social platforms, Facebook's American Martial Art Academy Jiu-Jitsu and Fitness. Instagram is AMAABJJ. We have our phone number, 228-238-7444. And our website's www.selfdefensedibrevillems.com.
Okay, man, that's it. If you're thinking about giving it a try, something you've always wanted to get into, or you're just looking to get off the couch, man, come check us out. It's over there in Diablo, like you said. I don't think you'll regret it.
No, Jiu-Jitsu knows.
That's right, man. But yeah, thanks for taking the time to jump on here. I really appreciate it.
Jared, I appreciate you a lot. Your whole family, thank you very much. Thanks for having me on the show.
Absolutely, and we're glad to have you here in the community, more importantly. So
thank you. I'm glad to be here.
All right, man. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Thanks, everybody, for listening. We really appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next one.